JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 8th of September 2020. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos. And of course our JFD Bank website and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now jumping into the charts now, quick update here. So this morning the index and the cash index was showing willingness to move higher before the opening bell. However, as you can see, everything kind of changed drastically here and the index started declining heavily. However, it still remains above this short-term upside support line taken from the low the 15th of June. Now, what I was saying to you guys previously, that as long as this upside line stays intact, there is still a chance for the buyers to kind of jump in here and drive this one higher. But if you're more on the cautious side, wait for a pop above the 13,314 zone, which is marked by the highest point of July here, and then yes, we could consider a further move higher. But until then, until it's stuck here, probably the best option is to remain cautious, because if this upside line suddenly breaks and the price starts falling below the low of last week here near the 12,754 territory, somewhere around here, then yep, there could be a possibility to see some lower levels here. But again, for now, it is where it is. Let's see what it's going to do with this upside support line. Jumping into the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So yesterday, the US and Canadian markets were closed due to Labor Day celebration. But as you can see here from this technical picture on Dow, you can see that on Friday, for example, it did drift lower, broke this this slightly steeper upside support line taken from the low of the 23rd of March, and ended up testing this other upside support line taken from the low of the 2nd of April. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about last week, basically. But now the main focus, of course, will be on this week's trading. I mean, how everything is going to play out here near these upside lines. If this this upside line taken from the low of the 2nd of April starts getting broken, then or if we see a violation of this upside line, then yes, of course, lower levels could be met, especially if the price also falls below the 27,580 zone here, which previously acted as a fantastic area of resistance here back in June, marking the highest point of June, and also acted as a good area of support back here on the 20th of August. So that's why, in order to get a little bit more comfortable with let's say lower areas, we would need to see a break of this upside support line and a drop below the 27,580 zone. Looking at the cash index right now and where it's currently balancing at, we can see that the price is currently sitting at near the 27,830 mark. So basically it's stuck here below, of course, below slightly below, I would say, oh, actually no, I do apologize, yeah, below Friday's close, but above this upside support line. So for now, like I said, we are a bit of in a tricky spot here. If we want to look at some higher levels, maybe first of all, let's get rid of this upside line because it got violated. Now, if we would like to get a move in, or should I say, consider a move back up, ideally maybe a push back above the 28,100 255 zone here could maybe help more buyers, as this would also place this would also place the price back above the 21-day EMA, because like I said, for now guys, looking at the cash index, we are below this 21-day EMA but above this upside support line. Gold is at a very interesting spot, so it's moving lower. So yep, we are seeing the US dollar strengthening a little bit. But with gold here, as I mentioned to you guys recently, that in order to aim for lower levels, yes, on one side, the fact that it's trading below this upside line, that's great news for the bears. But just to be a little bit more on the safe side, maybe a drop below this 1901 zone could do the trick for more sellers, and more of them could be joining in here. Now, in terms of the upside, of course, as I mentioned to you guys recently, that this level here, the 1976 zone, could be that ideal area, but of course, if we get a push above this 1950 territory, maybe this is where we could start considering higher levels again, because the price would be back above this upside support line. So again, for now, keep your eyes on this 1901 zone. If this gets violated and we see a daily candle closing below this, then yep, lower levels could be met here. Now, WTI oil, and here you can see that finally, this is what I was talking about this morning about, and finally the commodity is drifting below this 38.74 level marked by the low of the 30th of July, and you can see this has now opened the door towards the next potential target here, next potential support target near the low of the 15th of June, around near the the low of the 15th of June, near the 34.38 zone. So that's what we're going to be aiming here for now, especially if the daily candle remains below this the low of the 30th of July, near the 38.74 level. So again, for now everything's looking quite bearish. So let's see if the commodity can actually make its way all the way here towards this 34.38 territory. Now, if we, for example, draw a Fibonacci retracement here, and if we, let's say, pick up on this low here, I mean, well, actually not this one maybe, but something a little bit more stable, something like here, for example. Now, I do understand you might have slightly different levels on your chart, but ignoring this this sharp kind of decline here, and taking it from the low of the 21st of April here, and marking the high here which we reached in August, we can see that this 34.38 level is very close to that 23.6% retracement on the Fibonacci. So basically, that's it makes this area quite attractive here for the sellers and a good potential target. So let's see if actually that this commodity will reach this area, but that's, for now, this is what we are targeting. Quick update on Ripple. So Ripple here is pushing nicely to the downside. However, it's currently getting a little hold up here near the near this 200-day EMA. So in a way, for now, everything's still kind of leaning more towards the downside, especially if the price starts pushing further down below this 200-day EMA, and then yep, we could consider a possible test of this medium-term upside support line taken from the low of the 13th of March. As you can see clearly right now as well, that where the crypto is currently stuck at, and it's stuck near this highest point of April, and that's roughly around the 0.2357 zone. So for now, we'll keep an eye on it, and if we do get a daily close below this level and below this 200-day EMA, then yep, we will aim for that upside support line. Now, jumping into USD Cad. Now, this is what I talked about yesterday, and basically here you can see that the pair The pair is now flirting with this downside resistance line that I talked about previously. This one taken from the high of 19th of March, and yep. For now, all eyes are on this one. Yes, it is breaking it right now, but will the daily candle manage to remain above this area? We'll see about that. That's why I do have this barrier right here, the 1.3239 zone, as the more comfortable level, after a break of which we could aim for a bit of a larger correction, because don't forget that we're still trading below this other downside line taken from the high the 31st of March. So so first of all, of course, in all this, yes, there is a possibility for this one to move higher here, especially if it remains above this downside line taken from the high of the 19th of March and then pushes above this 1.3239 territory. But if it stays below this downside line here, maybe the bulls are not really ready to move this one a little bit to more to the upside here, so maybe the downside scenario could remain in play. However, as we can see that WTI oil, for example, right now is declining, so this kind of is putting a bit of pressure on the Canadian dollar. So that's the kind of little result that we're having here. Slightly stronger US dollar and the weaker Canadian dollar because of oil. Yes, it's kind of pushing this pair a little bit more to the upside. So let's see if the bulls manage to maintain this pair above this this downside line taken from the high of the 19th of March. Quick update on GBP USD. I talked about this one yesterday, and basically I was saying that keep your eyes on this short-term upside support line taken from the low the 30th of June, because if it remains intact, then you could see something like this happening here, where the pair could curve back to the upside and move higher. However, if this upside line gets broken, this is where the excitement could come for the sellers, and you can see that the sellers today are really enjoying this and driving this pair lower towards the 1.3035 territory. And actually we can slightly adjust this level right now, probably capture this little low, the 1.3021 zone, something around here. And actually let me just quickly yes, so the pair is rapidly approaching this 1.30 mark as well. So we'll keep oh, actually this is not 1.3028, this is where the price is currently at now. As we can see, the price, not the price, the rate, you can see that the rate is now, it seems that it's aiming for that psychological 130 zone, and to be honest, it has a good chance of moving towards that area. So let's see if this psychological 130 zone does provide decent support. If it doesn't, then, well, I mean, we could consider maybe a bit of a further decline here towards this upside support line taken from the low of the 20th of March. Now, Euro CHF, quick update here. Now, previously I talked about this one, and to be honest, not much has changed since last time I've looked at this pair, because the same idea remains on the table. The 1.0838 territory, that's what I'm looking at here right now. I would like to see a nice daily candle kind of staying above this area in order to kind of consider a further move higher. Of course, yes, on one hand, we do have this upside support line taken from the low, the 18th of May, still in play. However, as we can see that the pair is still struggling with this barrier. So we did get an overshoot today, as we had here last week as well, but we don't really get that daily close, and we don't really get that daily candle staying above this area, above this 1.0838 zone. So let's wait for that move, and then we could aim for some higher levels. And finally, Euro USD. So here the pair is moving nicely to the downside. Everything's according to the plan that I spoke about this morning. So yes, for now we are on track for a possible test of this upside support line taken from the low, the 14th of May. So let's see how all this is going to play out. As I said, the same analysis remains. So currently I am aiming for this upside support line. If it provides a good hold up here, and the bulls decide to take advantage of the lower rate here, and then yep, we could see a nice reversal back to the upside. But if this upside line breaks and we see the rate falling somewhere below the 1.1725 territory, then well, in a way, this could open the door towards slightly lower areas, guys. So keep your eyes on that one. So guys, I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time. So thank you very much for joining in. If you want to catch my video tomorrow morning, as always, my Trader's Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. But for now, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.